Bitcoin emergency update. We have just broken all-time new highs. Today, what is today? October 20th, 2021, just broken all-time new highs. What does that mean for Bitcoin? What does it mean for the market? We're going to look at it from a technical, objective, probability standpoint. If you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you don't know me by now, my name is Jiggy. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro. Been featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008. I was focused on trading currencies, but now I exclusively focus on crypto. So let's dive straight in. Right, well, with Bitcoin, we did a video, when was this? October 16th. That's like 4 days ago. And what we said in the video was the following. We said Bitcoin's making a new high, well, it's coming up to all-time new highs, and we're probably going to see some type of correction and then a break. That was where we're leaning towards based on the weekly momentum being up, daily momentum being up, and the previous bullish behavior. So let's now dive in straight to a live chart. Now we're going to start with the daily chart, right? This is looking very healthy. Look at this. Look at this. We were watching this for a while. It was down here where we had to change our opinion of the market. And that was based on the weekly momentum going bullish. And then we've had this really nice move to the upside, very equaling this. Now, what we said was we're going to have one or two things play out. This move and the next move are going to be very important because this is a very key resistance zone. Why? What was the previous all-time high back in, when was that? May, April, early April. And here we were finding this resistance, but today we've broken past it. So now that is giving us the indication that we're probably going to see more upside movement. So there's a couple of things that could happen as an outcome. But firstly, let's just jump into a weekly chart. Top left is where I keep my weekly. What I want to pay attention to the momentum. Look at this. The momentum is still bullish, even though the fast line, which is the blue line, is in the oversold zone, which is up here. The slow line, which is the red line, is not. So we should still expect at least 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks sideways to up. And then when we look at the daily chart, jumping back into the daily chart, bring up the momentum indicator, we can also see that the momentum, the blue line and the red line, are both in the overbought zone, but it's still pointing up. So we should expect 1, 2, maybe 3 days of sideways to up before any type of correction. But this has been very bullish for us, very bullish. So let's just get rid of this. Let's just zoom in over here. I want to just focus on this part. Now, what typically happens when you get a 5-wave sequence, you tend to get a 3-wave correction as a minimum. And we had this ABC very, very clean. And then we weren't sure if this was going to be a wave C, where we'll then get a further continuation to the downside to finish off some type of correction. But it looks like it's just going to continue upwards. And where's the next psychological resistance level based on buying and selling behavior? In other words, we are now leaning towards this movement here being a wave 1 as opposed to a wave A, right? Because a wave A, this part here, this line here, would have been the finish of a correction, the high probability. But it's more like a wave 1, a wave 2, and we should now anticipate a potential wave 3. And this is the typical wave 3 zone. How do we work this out? I showed this in my free Elliott Wave and Fibonacci masterclass. Is in the link below. I show you how to read the psychology of the markets like a pro. We measure this movement to the upside. We add 1.618. I'm guessing what that is, roughly this. So then 1.618 in total is this movement here. And then we literally just project it from this wave 2 low. And this is what it is here. This is what it works out to be here. So this is our next resistance zone. Very, very key. Very, very important. So if we look at this zone here, it's the next one. But crypto is crypto. You know what crypto is like. Markets in crypto tend to overextend. Even this price action right now is overextending. So I wouldn't be overly surprised if the market goes to the next resistance level, 2.618. You go, what does that mean, Jiggy? Where you get that number from? Again, we measure this wave 1. What we're calling a wave 1. We're calling it wave 1 or wave A. And we project it forward from this low and add 1.618 to give us 2.618. That's what this movement here is. This is the next psychological level. And what tends to happen more often than not is if we break this one, it tends to go to the next one. If we break this one, it will tend to go to the next one. And my guess is once we get a bit more confidence, unless we get a rejection, it'll probably go up to the next one because you get a lot of FOMO, panic buying, fear of missing out. So retail comes in and so on and so forth, and the price tends to ride up, and then more profit taking occurs before we see further upside movement. So the two numbers that I got here is $77,000 Bitcoin and 100,000, just 100,000. Let's call it 100,000. It's a nice strong round number in this zone over here. So there you have it. Nice emergency update with Bitcoin. We are seeing a new break to the upside. Now, caveat, you do have something called fake breakouts. We need to be aware of it. Sometimes the market pops its head up and then pops back down, right? We need to be aware of that, right? So this is not a break and a close. We still need to see some more upside movement before we have a bit more confidence. Also, what is quite common is a break, a retest of the new support, what was resistance before, new support, and then a continuation. So we can have a couple of these kind of scenarios playing out, but we need to give it a bit more time. How I personally use Bitcoin is like an indicator for me for the rest of the market. In fact, let's just do this very quickly. If we just zoom out for a second, I was saying I did this in one of my previous videos. This part here, when we broke all-time new highs, was very bullish for the whole market. This here was very bullish. And then we had this correction, this zone here, especially this zone here, was very bearish for the whole market. And now we look like we might be approaching a new break to all-time new highs. And then we might be going to a phase. I've got some time analysis here. It says March of 2022, April, March 2022. But here might be a very big bullish zone for the rest of the market. And we'll have ups and downs in between, but it means the rest of the market, we should see a lot of things just taking off. A lot of things that are due to be taken off. All of a sudden, the confidence, the optimism, the FOMO, the fear of missing out, the panic buying. So be ready for that to happen when things get overextended. Just be ready and careful to take profits at the right time. If you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Do take my Fibonacci and Elliott Wave masterclass. I created it for you. It's a very complex topic, but I've simplified it in layman's terms in 5-minute bite-sized chunk lessons in my courses. So you do my masterclass, it's free, and my courses are running at a massive discount. And if you want, you'll get invited to my private Telegram group once you buy one of my courses. The cheapest chips, don't worry, the cheapest chips. People think they're going to be thousands of pounds, but I go, no. Currently, they're like, they're very cheap. I'm embarrassed to say how cheap they are. All right, we're going to finish in a quote. We're going to finish in a quote in my book, chapter 3. We're going to go back to Confucius. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Kaizen way, my friends. It's a Japanese philosophy, as far as I'm aware. 1% improvement per day doubles your improvement over 70 days. I believe that's the math, right? 1% a day equals double your improvement over 70 days. So just keep learning, keep improving. Investing in any market, especially crypto markets, can be quite difficult from an emotional standpoint. So that's why we want to get the logic in, we want to get the objectivity in, and have business plans and trading plans that make objective decisions. All right. Hope you enjoyed this one emergency Bitcoin update. It's looking good, but just be aware it could be a fake breakout. We'll see how it unfolds over the next few days, and we'll keep a very close eye on this. All right. See you soon.